Hi everyone, a very good evening. I hope you guys can hear me, see me. Please let me know in the comment section if everything is good, audible, visible. We can go ahead with the class. Hi Nivetya, Shantanu. Hello, good evening. Hi, all clear? All right, all right. Hi everyone. Great, great. I'll just wait for 30 seconds, let all the students join, and then we're going to go ahead with the three main exercises that are there in your syllabus, in your course. And I have taken questions from the previous year accordingly. I have made certain new questions, potential questions which can come in the exam. All right. So the three topics that we would be covering, all right, is idioms, one word substitution, and proverbs. Harsh, the quality is excellent for all the other students. Please check your own phone camera or computer camera, whichever camera that you're working. I'm sure that your camera is not the right one. All right, okay. All right, okay. So going ahead with idioms, one word substitution, and proverbs. All right, so now going ahead with something. Idioms, one word substitution, and proverbs are something that are repeatedly been asked in the exam. And considering idioms and proverbs, they are similar. But idiom is basically a play on in language. Okay, so we want to say something. For instance, if everybody will do the same work, then that work will get spoiled. Now if we want to use this in a different creative manner, what we use is that too many cooks spoil the broth. Okay, so this is an idiom that you see in Hindi. We say that as muhavara. All right, so that's play around the word. Now, but what is proverbs? Proverbs are something that are usually said in order to give some wisdom. Okay, for instance, honesty is the best policy. Okay, so all these proverbs, there are many proverbs which we will be discussing. They usually come in the exam. How are the questions kind of asked? No, quotes are not proverbs. Quotes are addressed as aphorisms. Okay, those are aphorisms. They are quotes. They are not proverbs at all. So that's aphorisms is different and proverbs is different. Proverbs are set proverbs that have been there since centuries, since years, and so on, that have been always been there. Substitution word, that's very easy, as we had discussed the same words. Like for instance, the person who believes in God is called a theist, who does not believe in God is called an atheist, and so on. That is how we are going ahead with today's lesson. All right, so idioms, one word substitution, and proverbs, these are the questions that were actually back to back in your 2023 paper. The first question was idiom, the second came as substitution, and the third was your proverb. These were the kind of questions that had come in your exam. Okay, now moving ahead to our first question. Okay, so which of the following statesmen correctly use the idiom pour? Now, this is the way how your idiom questions come. When it comes to proverbs, there were direct meanings of the proverbs given. You had to choose among them. But when it comes to your idioms, then you have an idiom given. You have four options given. Out of those four options, you have to see which idiom is being applied the best over here. Okay, so there could be one sentence using the idiom correctly, there could be two sentences using the idiom correctly, and so on. So over here, what is the idiom that they're asking? What is the meaning of the idiom that they're asking? Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom? Okay, so what is the idiom? Pour oil on troubled waters by substituting the underlined words. Okay, so I'll just underline the words, just not underline the first question. If you unnecessarily interfere in others' affairs, you will suffer yourself. Does this idiom mean this? I'm underlining the words which can be replaced with this idiom. I hope everybody is clear with the question. Fed up with frequent strikes, the management decided to deal with the situation decisively. This is the underlined word, and can this be replaced by this idiom? The government ordered a judicial inquiry into the communal rights in a bid to pacify the situation. Can this be replaced with this? And from his behavior, it is obvious that someone has prejudiced him against me. Prejudiced him against me, or should this be the replacement. So for this, you need to know the meaning. What is the meaning of pour oil on troubled waters? Pour oil on troubled waters. What does this mean? Okay, just read this question carefully, then we will come to the answer. Okay. It's a very, it's a very simple answer. If you could, the meaning is very simple. Troubled waters. Okay, so things are troubled. And when you pour oil on something, then you are ending that situation. You are calming the things down. All right. Okay. For options also underlines will be yes, 100%. For all your options, I was not able, the other options, in fact, you will see the underlined statement or the bolden statements, but in your exam, 100%, the statement that needs to be replaced will be underlined or it will be boldened. Okay. It will be in bold letters or it will be there. Okay. So over here, so that's very simple. Exactly. That's a very simple one because the waters are troubled. It's difficult situation and you're pouring oil. That means you're calming the things down. Okay. So what does it mean? Pour oil on troubled waters means calming the things down. So over here, what do you think? So if you're necessary interfere in others, you will suffer yourself. Of course not. Not this one at all. Fed up with frequent strikes, the management decided to deal with the situation decisively. Not at all. There is no relation with decisively or this one. The government ordered a judicial inquiry into the communal rights in a bid to pacify the situation. Now, this is a troubled time. These are troubled waters wherein the government has to step in and calm things down. How will he calm things down? How will the government calm things down? By pouring oil on it. Okay, so this would be the right answer. From his behavior, it is obvious that someone has prejudice against him. Not at all. So pour oil on troubled waters, and over here you're getting this as the correct answer. Okay, C would be your correct answer. I hope everyone's getting the point. So over here, as you can see, simple words, the idiom pour oil on troubled waters. In simple words, what does it mean? To calm down a tense or difficult situation. Only statement C correctly uses the idiom. I hope everyone is clear with this. Idioms are only, they can either be learned, either you just learn them or just use them so much, and there's always a connection. You somehow easy to learn because you always find a connection and that's there. All right. Okay. Next question you have, and that is, okay, so I have boldened the ones. Okay, this is exactly how it will be in the exam. Either it will be underlined or it will be in bold letters. Okay. So which of the following statements correctly use the idiom, let the cat out of the bag? By substituting the underlined word. So this is the question that was there in the exam, and this is how it is asked, that you are given an idiom, the sentences, and then you asked to replace them. Okay. So let the cat out of the bag. She was furious when her brother accidentally revealed the surprise party. Okay. So the boss asked us to leave the matter unresolved for now. I didn't want to argue endlessly about something so trivial. He refused to listen to advice from anyone. Okay, so this is a very easy one, very commonly used by people. So what do you think would be the right answer? Okay, so this is an easy one. Yes. Everyone knows this. I'm sure everybody has used this idiom someday or the other. Let the cat out of the bag means that I have revealed a secret. I let the cat out of the bag and I'm letting everybody know that I won the trophy. Okay, so it's just like that. Okay, so it's basically she was furious when her brother accidentally revealed the surprise party. So the brother let the cat out of the bag. Okay, so to disclose something that is being hidden, so a hidden secret or something that is not to be disclosed, but when that gets disclosed, then the cat is out of the bag. Okay, so it's very fun to actually learn idioms. And over here you can see only statement A is correct, because over here it's something that is revelation, something that was supposed to be hidden, that is being revealed, and over here that becomes your answer. Over here, is anything else a secret? Not at all. The boy has to leave the matter unresolved. That does not matter. There's no secrecy in it. I didn't want to argue endlessly. No secrecy in it. He refused to listen to advice. Not at all. All right. So the right answer we have is she was furious when her brother accidentally revealed the surprise party. And over here, only statement A is correct. Explanation, let the cat out of the bag, means to reveal secret, usually by mistake. Only A fits the meaning over here. Okay, so easy. I hope it's not difficult. We will come to some of the difficult idioms as well. Which of the following statement correctly uses the idiom clutch at straws? What is the meaning of the idiom clutch at straws? Just figure it out in your head first, then read the options. Okay, so this is exactly how it should be. Or if you do not know the meaning of the idiom, wait for a while, read the options, use your head and try to fit in case you do not know. All right, so we are going to go ahead with that. Knowing he had no solid proof, the lawyer still tried every weak argument possible to win. Knowing he had no solid proof, the lawyer still tried every weak argument possible to win the case. Okay, she wore the same dress twice and got mocked by her classmates. So okay, so you have to make sure that the underlined statements need to be referred to. He trained hard every day to qualify for the tournament, or they built their business carefully over the years. Okay, so what do you think the clutch at straws, what do you think would be the meaning of it? Clutch at straws. Okay, what do you mean by the word clutch? Okay, so over here the point is that you have to, clutch means to hold something very tightly. Okay, okay, so when do you do that? When do you hold something very tightly? It's definitely not C, guys. It's not C at all. It's not C. Something when you are holding on to something that's very, very tight. Okay, it's something in desperation you do that. You are doing every desperate possible thing to hold on to that thing. So knowing over here, where is the desperation that is being shown? What is, somebody is holding on to something. He trained hard? No, he's not doing that. Exactly. Over here, the point is he trained hard every day to qualify for the tournament. That does not come as point. Knowing he had no solid proof, the lawyer still tried. The lawyer still clutched at straws to win. Okay, so that is every weak argument. He did every, in desperation, he tried everything, he strove, there was endless endeavors from his end. He clutched at straws to win the case. Okay, so I hope everyone's getting the point. In case you're not able to know the idiom, try to see through the words, that what is it saying. Clutch at straws, imagine that sort of an image wherein you're clutching at straws, something you're trying in desperation. Okay, so over here, what's going to be the right answer? Only statement A correctly uses the idiom. Clutch at straws means to try desperate or unlikely measures in a hopeless situation, when there's nothing, no hope left. Okay, so over here, you go ahead in that manner. All right, I hope everyone's clear with this. Next question you have, which of the following statement correctly uses the idiom throw down the gauntlet? Throw down the gauntlet by substituting the underlined words. Okay, throw down the gauntlet. What does that mean? The CEO openly challenged his competitor to a public debate on ethics. Okay, then you have, I tried to calm him down before he lost his temper. She followed all the rules without protest. We should avoid confrontation at this stage. So what do you mean by throw down the gauntlet? Okay, so please read the statement and give me answers. All right. Okay. I tried to calm him down, throw down the gauntlet. Okay. I tried to calm him down before he lost. She followed all the rules without protest. We should avoid confrontation at this stage. And well, the guys, the right answer is, when you say throw down the gauntlet, you are saying, okay, I'm just throwing it out to you. This is the challenge. Okay, this is the challenge that you're taking. So this is like throwing an open challenge. Okay, so over here, if you say that it means to throw an open challenge, so which statement comes in as the right? And that is, okay, so it's like that. So throw down the gauntlet by substituting. So over the CA openly challenge his competitor to a public debate on ethics. What is a gauntlet? Gauntlet is basically like a thick glove. Okay, so it's throwing the gauntlet that come. I'm giving you a challenge. Let's have a fight. Okay, so this is something that's there. All right. Yeah, to throw down the gauntlet is basically like a thick glove. It used to be, must be used in earlier times. So throw down the gauntlet is like, I'm giving you an open challenge. Come and let's have a fight. Okay, so this might be something. So the CEO openly challenged his competitor to public debate on ethics. That the CEO threw down the gauntlet. Uh, to a public debate on ethics. Okay, so through a gauntlet to a public debate on ethics, this can be the replacement. All the other do not fit at all. Why? Because throwing down a gauntlet means that you are giving an open challenge. All right, so I tried to calm him down before he lost. Not at all. So the right answer for this is only statement A correctly uses the idiom. Throw down the gauntlet means to issue a bold or an open challenge. Okay, when you're giving a bold challenge and open challenge, and this is how it is. Okay, good. Next question you have, which of the following statements correctly use the idiom rest on your laurels by substituting the underlined words? Okay, so remember, in case you do not know the meaning, look through the words. What does the mean? Laurel means something that your achievements, your trophies, your degrees, whatever, whatever achievements you have. So rest on your laurels. After her initial success, she began to neglect further efforts. He blamed others for his failures and avoided taking responsibility. They meticulously documented every step of the process. He started afresh after a long break. So what do you think would be the right answer? Rest on a laurel means somebody is complacent. Somebody is okay, now that I have won the world championship, I do not need to do anything apart from that. Okay, so that is exactly what it means. Right, exactly. Good. Now you guys are getting the point over here. It is after. So rest on laurels means that, okay, now I have become complacent. I have achieved enough in life. I am resting on my achievements. I do not need to do anything further. Okay. So after her initial success, so where does it fit? Does it fit anywhere else? Is it blaming? Not blaming. Is it meticulous documentation? Not at all. He started afresh? Not at all. Over here, talking about success, after her initial success, she began to neglect further efforts, and the right answer is going to be, after initial success, she rested on her laurels. Okay, so remember, this is how it is going to be. Okay, yes, exactly. Very good example. Like the rabbit, rabbit actually became lazy. He did not even win the race. He was like, he thought that, he will not at all, the turtle will never be able to come through. Okay, so only statement A correctly uses the idiom. Rest on your laurels means to stop striving for further success after achieving something. Okay, so over here, this is the point. Next question you have, which of the following statements correctly use the idiom call someone's bluff by substituting the underlined words? What do you mean by call someone's bluff? And over here, I decided to challenge his false threats and asked him to prove it. She called me at midnight without warning. He pretended not to know me in front of the crowd. They backed out of the project at the last minute. Okay, so what do you mean by call someone's bluff? So who does bluff? What do you mean by bluff? Bluff means somebody who lies, or there's deception. Okay, over here, what do you think? So basically, when somebody is bluffing, when somebody is trying to, do something that's false. Okay, over here. Okay, yes, they call it bluff if they're lying. Exactly, that is in a cards game. So over here, the right answer is not going to be C. It's going to be A, because he decided to challenge his false threats and asked him. So call someone's bluff means to challenge someone. He pretended not to know me. There is no challenge over here. The person is not taking the action. We just know that he pretended not to know me in front of the crowd. So over here, there's no challenge. But when you say I call someone bluff, I decided to call his bluff and asked him to prove it. Okay, so this is where the challenge comes. Only A would be the right answer. Call someone's bluff means call someone that I'm challenging your bluff. I'm challenging that whatever that you're claiming is false. Over here, this would be the right answer, A. Okay, so you have only statement A correctly uses the idiom call someone's bluff means to challenge someone to prove the truth of their claim, suspecting deception. Okay, there's something wrong in whatever that you're saying. I'm calling your bluff, and let me see that what you have to say. Okay, all right. Okay. Next question we have, which of the following statements correctly use the idiom play second fiddle? What do you mean by play second fiddle? By substituting the underlined words, okay? But pretending is kind of bluff, but am I challenging that pretense? I'm not challenging. In this question, the person is challenged. Call someone's bluff means to challenge someone's lies, to challenge someone's bluff, to challenge someone's pretensions. Over here, he decided to challenge and call someone's bluff. But in this one, he pretended not to know me. So this is just a pretense. This is not a challenge, right? Okay. All right. Moving ahead. Okay, so we have the next one. Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom play second fiddle by substituting the underlined words? Despite being talented, she was always in a subordinate position to her brother in the family business. He rehearsed the violin piece over and over for the performance. She forgot her lines and ruined the act. We decided to switch roles for a day. All right. Okay. All right. So let me know. Play second fiddle. Okay, so play second fiddle is like it's very easy. It's like a secondary character. Okay, so also like a secondary character to be less important, to be a subordinate, and it's very clearly play second fiddle. Despite being talented, she was always in a subordinate position to her brother in the family business. Okay, that's makes very much sense. Okay, there's absolutely A would be the right answer. So this was an easy one. Play second fiddle means to take a less important subordinate position, okay, to roll to someone else. Only statement A correctly uses this idiom, right? Okay, next one. So which of the following statements correctly use the idiom bell the cat? Now, there might be one statement or two statements. You have to see for yourself, okay? So there could be, so you have to see the options are over here. The options are over here. And over here, it could be only statement A or D or A, D and all that. Okay, so which of the following statements correctly use the idiom bell the cat? What do you mean? It's a very easy one. I'm sure a lot of students must have heard. Bell the cat, nahi pata hai. So of course, please make sure that you know it's very common. By substituting the bolden word, someone had to volunteer to confront the corrupt boss, though it was risky. He belled the cat by buying flowers for the guest. Okay, they decided to decorate the wall before the ceremony began. Nobody wanted to stand up to the notorious bully, fearing repercussions. Okay, so over here, this entire sentence, do you think this is correct? Like, I've just this has to be entirely bolden. This is just a part of it. Do you think this is the correct one? So someone had to volunteer to confront corrupt boss, though it was risky. They decided to, he belled the cat by buying flowers for the guest. They decided to decorate the wall before the ceremony began. And then nobody wanted to stand up to the notorious bully, fearing repercussions. Okay, so over here, very easy and it will be a very simple one. Okay, very good. Everyone is answering me the right one. And absolutely, bell the cat means to do some risky thing. Okay, and that you know that there's risk involved, but still you have to do that. Therefore, A and D comes out as the same answer. Okay, so someone had to volunteer to confront the corrupt boss. Okay, so someone had to bell the cat because to bell the cat is not easy. If you imagine that if you need to bell the cat, then it's very risky because the cat may attack you, the cat may scratch you, right, or it may bite you. So that's a risky thing. Over here, the person is volunteering that I have to do a risky thing. So someone had to volunteer to confront. This is the right one, definitely. And then nobody wanted to stand up to the notorious bully, fearing repercussions. Nobody wanted to bell the cat. Why? Because this bully was very dangerous. He could have attacked you. Okay, fearing repercussions. So A and D would be the right answer. So both statement A and D are correctly used in the idiom. Okay, so over here we have the right answer. A and D show a bold or risky initiative that others fear. The meaning of Bell the cat. Okay, B and C are irrelevant, and answer is 3, that is A and D. All right, okay, okay. Sia, you cannot identify the meaning, you have to learn the idioms. These are some of the idioms that are there. And I would just suggest that there are books available. There's a very good book of Wren and Martin. And idioms are something, there are many, many in numbers. I'm trying to give you as many possible and the ones that are uncommon. Otherwise, idioms are something that we keep on hearing in everyday's life. Sometimes you might not know in the exam, but then you have to see the context. This is the reason that I'm saying you that idioms need to be looked through, that how it is to be done, what it is. But the best way to have a good knowledge on idiom is to go through a good book. Wren and Martin is a very good book. It has a lot of idioms for class 10th and class 12. There are 2 books that come. Okay, you have to read it through. I mean, this is something, they are not testing your 2 months knowledge. They are testing your English that you have learned across the years. So it's not 2 months preparation. English is a language. It cannot be learned only in 2 months. So if you are not prepared, then you have to do double the hard work, but you have to do it. Okay. So which of the following statements correctly use the idiom eat crow? There is an idiom called eat crow. What do you mean by that? Eat crow by substituting the boldened words. All right. So you have he had to publicly admit he was wrong, and it was embarrassing. So publicly admit over here. Then she ate crow. यहाँ पे तो पूरा word ही है. She ate crow after enjoying her lavish meal. Is this correct? She ate crow. Okay. They were forced to apologize after denying the facts. Forced to apologize, and I ate crow while cooking a new recipe. So what do you think is correctly used here? Only statement A, both statement A and C. Which do you think? So what do you mean by eat crow? Okay. What do you mean by eat crow? Eat crow is, yes, exactly. When you accept, when you say that yes, you are wrong, when you admit to the fact, shameful admission. So when you are admitting to the fact, yes, this shameful act was done by me, then that is called eating the crow. Very rightly said. So she had to publicly admit he was wrong, and it was embarrassing. Yes, this comes out the right ones, and they were forced to apologize after. So the right answer is going to be A and C. Okay, so these comes as right answers, A and C. So he had to publicly admit he was wrong. Okay, so this is a shameful admission that he did, and then they were forced to apologize after denying the facts. So that means that they had to eat the crow because they had to do the shameful admissions. All right, so means accepting that you are wrong. Bilkul sahi, absolutely correct. So over A and C would be the right answer. A and C reflect shameful admissions. The core idea of eating the crow, that is to accept something that's shameful. B and D are not used here. Okay, next one. Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom throw down the gauntlet? Acha, we have done this. Let's do it again. Koi baat nahi. Throw down the gauntlet ka matlab kya hai? He showed a bold challenge. She threw down the gauntlet to the wrist. What do you mean by? Just let me know. Write it in the comment section. What do you mean by throw down the gauntlet? Remember, throw down. What do you mean by gauntlet? It's like a hard glove. So you're throwing down. That means that you are. Okay. Tell me the meaning of the idiom. Just tell me the meaning. To throw a challenge. Very good, Priyansh. Very good. So that means to throw a challenge. So we have. I think we've done this. Chalo, we can do it again. He showed a challenge. Okay, this one will be the right one. A for sure. Okay. All right. So okay. So this A would be the right one. Only A matches the idiom because throw down the gauntlet means that yes, you are throwing a challenge. Very good. Okay. So next you have statements. Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom? What is the idiom? Hoist with one's own petard. Hoist with one's own petard. This is an idiom, and by substituting the bolden words, she hoisted her flag at the school competition. His scheme backfired and he was trapped by his own plan. She was hoist with her own petard when the secret Sheila came back to haunt her, or they hoist with their own petard by forgetting the lines on stage. So what do you think? First of all, what is the meaning of hoist with one's own petard? Look at the question carefully, see through the words. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This is a wonderful, this actually, all right. So one has been correctly used here. Exactly. Very good. That means something that you make your own plan and it just backfires upon you. Okay. So over here, so his scheme backfired and he was trapped by his own plan. That's the correct. And then we can use it over that she was hoisted with her own petard when the secret Shirley came back to haunt her. So over here, B and C would come as your right one. That means that in C, this idiom has been correctly used. So when the plan that you have hatched, it backfires and you are the one who succumbs to the plot that you are into. Okay, so anything that backfires, that comes as hoist with one's own petard. So B and C show people being undone. Mean people, it being undone, you're getting backfired, you are the one who is into trouble because of your own plan, by their own plans, which is the idiom exact meaning. So B and C would be the right answer. Then you have next one, which of the following statements correctly use the idiom between Scylla and Charybdis? Okay, between Scylla and Charybdis by substituting the bolden words. She was caught between two equally dangerous options. He was between Scylla and Charybdis while choosing between swimming and running. They found themselves between Scylla and Charybdis while picking pizza toppings. The company is between Scylla and Charybdis after doubling its profit. So what do you think would be the right answer? Okay. So over here, what is going to be the right answer? Okay, very good. Everyone's telling me the right one. So over here between Scylla and Charybdis, that means that you are giving two situations, two options, and both the options are difficult and dangerous. They both are bad options. So over here, she was caught between two equally dangerous options. Oh, it's a very clear meaning that has been given over here. And then otherwise, what are the other meanings? He was between Scylla and Charybdis, not at all. They found themselves swimming and running, not at all. While picking pizza toppings, not at all. The company is between after doubling its profits, not at all. All these are different statements, but she was caught between two equally dangerous options. That means she was given two options, both were bad options, both were dangerous options, difficult options. Okay, so over here you have A reflects the idiom's original classical meaning, facing two equally bad choices. The others are too trivial or positive. All right, okay. Next question you have. Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom ride for a fall by substituting the bolden phrase? Okay, so what do you mean by the word ride for a fall? Okay, all right, so ride for a fall. If he keeps taking unnecessary risk, he is going to fail. She rode for a fall by booking a holiday in autumn. The manager warned him that he was pushing his luck too far. The horse rides for a fall every time it gallops quickly. So, what do you mean by this ride for a fall? It's a very simple idiom. So, ride for a fall. When you're riding for a fall, what is fall? Okay, what is fall? So he's like, over here, what do you mean by ride for a fall? That when you are driving towards something that you're bound to fail. Okay, when you are going towards something, you are taking so much of risk that you're bound to fail. Over here, then that would be the right one. So to behave recklessly in a manner, carelessly in a manner, so that in that whatever you're likely, what are the risk that you're taking, the recklessness that you're showing in your decisions, that likely you will fail. So where A and C are best suiting the statements. If he keeps taking unnecessarily, he's going to fail. If he keeps riding for a fall, he will definitely fail. The manager warned him that he was pushing his luck too far. He was riding for a fall, that he was taking too much of risk. Okay, so over here that will be Yes, A and C would be the right answer. To write for a fall means to behave recklessly in a way that's likely to lead to failure. A and C both imply very risky behavior. Okay, so this comes as an important one. Next, you have which of the following correctly uses the idiom sent to conventry? What do you mean by sent to conventry? By replacing the bolden phrase, after the incident, the whole class ignored her completely. He was sent to conventry for his summer internship. She was sent to conventry when she broke the rules. His parents sent him to conventry to complete his education. So, what do you think is the best possible use of sent to conventry? What do you think? Which one best uses the words? So, sent to conventry means to ostracize someone, to stop talking to that person, to boycott that person, to make sure that that person does not socialize, like in a way, excommunicate that person. Okay, so this is how, this is not self confinement. This is like ostracization, wherein you are the one who choose to make sure that nobody is talking to that person, wherein you don't talk to that. That's ostracization, wherein you're boycotting that person, you're excommunicating that person, you're cutting the ties from the person. Okay, so over here, which of the following correctly uses the idiom sent to conventry? And over here, what is this? After the incident, the whole class ignored her completely. Okay, so she was sent to conventry because everybody ignored her, everybody's ostracizing her. Okay, this is absolutely positive statement. He was sent to conventry for some internship, not at all. He was sent to conventry when she broke the rules. Well, that could be there, but because everybody ignored her when she broke the rules, his parents sent to conventry to complete his education. B and D are very positive. So over here, two, that is A and C show this accurately. To send someone to conventry means to socially isolate or ostracize someone. All right, not reprimand. Reprimands means to scold someone. नो, ऑस्ट्रेसाइजेशन मीन्स उससे बात नहीं करना, उसको जानबूझ करके अकेला कॉर्नर करना, आइसोलेट करना. यू हैव टू आइसोलेट द पर्सन, यू हैव टू कॉर्नर दैट पर्सन. ओके, सो दैट इज ऑस्ट्रेसाइजेशन. ऑलराइट, आई होप आई एम गेटिंग द पॉइंट. ओके, next question you have over here, just a second guys. Which of the following statements correctly use the idiom draw a red herring? Okay, so when do you do that? Draw a red herring by replacing the bolden verse. The lawyer deliberately diverted attention from the key evidence. He drew a red herring with a delicious fish curry. She drew a red herring by changing the topic strategically. The hiker drew a red herring to keep animals away. So what do you mean by red herring? Let me know that. Okay, so what do you mean by draw red herring? That means this is an important idiom, guys, very less used. This is the reason that a lot of people don't see it. So basically, draw a red herring means when you are distracting someone from the main issue. Okay, so when there is a huge major crisis and that crisis does not need to get addressed, you bring up some other issue. So what are you doing? You are drawing a red herring. Why? Because you're distracting from the main issue. Okay, so you're basically, yes, misleading. You're misleading, okay, to change the topic. Very right. Over here, what is it? The lawyer deliberately diverted attention from the key evidence and he drew a red herring with a delicious fish curry. Not at all. She drew a red herring by changing the topic strategically. Very right. So A and C are seemingly the right ones. The hiker drew a red herring to keep animals away. Not at all. So yes, very, very easily we can say that A and C would be the right answer. To draw a red herring means to mislead or distract from the main issue. A and C correctly reflect this idea. Then you have next one. Which of the following correctly uses the idiom play ducks and drakes? Play ducks and drakes. Okay, so this is there by replacing the bolden phrase. He is playing ducks and drakes with his inheritance money. She played ducks and drakes at the park with her children. He has a tendency to spend resources irresponsibly and they played ducks and drakes while chasing ducks at the lake. Okay, so let me know, what do you understand by the phrase play ducks and drakes? Okay, so over here, play ducks and drakes by replacing. Okay, so over here, very easy statements have been given over here. Exactly, that means to not treat someone badly when you're wasting the money and resources. What usually happens, we've seen with our rajas and maharajas, you know, they are the ones who always play ducks and drakes. Why? Because they're wasting the inheritance money. Okay, so they're wasting whatever money that they have. So that is when you recklessly, without any thought, thoughtlessly waste all the money, your resources, and that is known as play ducks and drakes. So he's playing ducks and drakes with inheritance money. Well, that's the very appropriate answer, right? She played ducks and drakes at the park with her children. Not at all. He has a tendency to spend resources irresponsibly. Very right, because it is about money and resources when it is spent recklessly. Okay, so yes, these two are coming as correct. They play ducks with drakes while chasing ducks at the lake. Not at all. Okay, so over here, what is the right answer? To play ducks and drakes means to squander or to spend your money, to misuse your money or resources in a very reckless, careless, thoughtless manner. I and C reflect this meaning accurately. B and D are literal and incorrect. Okay, so this is going to be, no, it's not the antonym of miser. It is basically, all right, anyways. Which of the following correctly uses the idiom show the white feather? What do you mean by show the white feather? By replacing the bolden phrase, when asked to face the opponent, he backed out nervously. She showed the white feather by wearing pale colors to the interview. The soldier showed the white feather when he deserted his post. They showed the white feather during their bird watching session. What do you mean by show the white feather? All right. So over here, white is a symbol of something. White is the opposite of attack, right? And feather is something that's a very fragile, weak thing. Okay. So yes, that would be no courage. Very good, Sanidhya. Yes, some to act in a coward manner. Okay, to act cowardly. Okay, so yes, A and C would be the right one for this. So over here, if you see, when asked to face the opponents, he backed out nervously. When asked to face the opponents, he showed the white feather. So white is something that you are not getting into that attack, and feather is a very fragile thing. Okay, so the punk you have, the feather that you have of a bird is a very fragile thing. It is associated with something that's not very powerful, right? Less powerful. So it's basically to behave in a cowardly manner. So when asked to face the opponents, he showed the white feather. So definitely this would come as your option. Then she showed the white feather by wearing pale colors to the interview. Well, not at all, not at all. And the soldier showed the white feather when he deserted his post. Okay, so this could be yes. So he is also not showing enough courage. And they showed the white feather during their bird watching session. Not at all. This is not related to bird watching at all. And the right answer for this is going to be to show the white feather means to act in a cowardly manner. A and C reflect acts of fear or retreat. When you retreat something, when you take things back, when you step back. Okay. So, all right. So, guys, now we are coming ahead. These were the questions on your idioms. And all of you are asking, ma'am, where can I get idioms? So, well, there are many idioms. There are so many idioms that you just cannot you have to just maybe, you just cannot mug up everyone. Idioms, the fun part about idioms is that you tend to learn them very quickly. So there is a very good book, and that's a Wren and Martin. If I don't know if I have it right now with me, I'm not able to see it, but you can also find it n number of idioms in any book that you have, any good idiom book. Read through that, because what idiom can come from the 10,000 idioms that you have in the history of English language, you do not know. But again, I'm sure that they will not be asking very, very difficult questions, but even if they tend to, so just a read of a good idiom book will help you a lot. This is the kind of idioms that will come in your, this is the kind of questions on idioms that will come in exam. But how you're supposed to go ahead with idioms is, the best would be to go ahead and have a really good look at a very good book on idioms. Okay. No, not 100 idioms. Not at all, Vijayendra. 100 idioms is nothing. 100 idioms is nothing today. 100 idioms, I can do it 100 idioms today. Not at all. You Google out 100 idioms and you will be able to read 100 idioms today. You should read 100 idioms per day. I'm not saying learn them on internet. Even if you do not want to buy a book, just learn on internet. Okay, so just see the list of idioms. Okay, so see for that yourself. There would be at least 500 idioms right now on any window. Okay, so go ahead, have a look at them, don't mug them. Even if you keep them in your just read them once, you will, and read the sentence along with the idiom, you will be able to place it and you will be able to learn them. Okay, all right. So anyway, so guys, before I go ahead with one word substitution, would you guys like to take a small 10 minutes break? Because we have two more topics to cover, and then I can take a 10 minutes break, and then we'll moving ahead to the next topic. Do you guys want to start the class? All right, then I'll take a 10 minutes break. It says 6:45. Okay, so I will come back at 6:55, right? 6:45, yes. 6:55. All right. So we've done this. The idiom is done. We will be going ahead with one word substitution. After we have done one word substitution, we'll be moving ahead to proverbs. Okay. All right. Okay, then. All right, I'll see you guys at 6:55. I'll just write it down over here. Please be here. Okay. Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me? Are you guys back? I'll just wait for 30 seconds and see that everyone's back. All right. Okay, great, great. All right. So let's go ahead with the class now. And all right, so over here, when it comes to your matching the the right meaning to the right word, that is one word substitution. Usually there are four statements given, there are four words given. Then from there, what do you have to do is connect the dots, connect the right definition with the right sentence. That is exactly how you're supposed to go ahead. All right. So this is how your substitution one question comes. So let's go ahead with this. All right. So the first question that you have is match the following phrases with the correct one word substitution. An annual calendar that carries important dates and time. One who is a critical judge of any art, one who does not appreciate art, literature, and music, an ideal and perfect state. If anybody is a literature student, this is a very easy question for that person, because these are the words. Or even if you have, even if you're a reader, you've been reading books, it's a very easy question. Okay, over here, the words are connoisseur, almanac, Philistine, or utopia. Okay, so it's a very easy one, not at all difficult. So yes, very good. I think I'm getting the right answers from everyone. Yes, 2A, 3C, and 4D. Very good. So an ideal perfect state is utopia. We all know this. I mean, it's something utopia, dystopia. The opposite of utopia is dystopia. Dystopia is a terrible state. Everything is going wrong. Utopia is an ideal state. Okay. One who does not appreciate art, literature, and music is Philistine. Somebody who is uncivilized, somebody who is who does not have any knowledge of art, somebody who criticizes art, does not know what art is, that's Philistine. One who's a critical judge of any art, somebody who critical judge means somebody who's judging the art in a critical manner, appreciating it, also critically judging it. Okay, so that's a connoisseur. All right, so that comes as a connoisseur. And then you have an annual calendar carries is almanac. Okay, that is the run, and that is almanac. So these are the ones, of course, this would be your correct answer. Okay, easy one, not difficult at all. So these are the kind of one word substitutions that you will get in your exam. Okay, next question you have. Okay, so over here you have almanac, connoisseur, Philistine, utopia. All right. Match the following phrases with the correct one word substitution. A system of government by the wealthy, a remedy for all diseases or evils, a person who talks in sleep, or the practice of eating human flesh. What are the words? Somniloquist, cannibalism, panacea, or plutocracy. Okay, so what is the right answer for this? All right, easy. Okay, all right, okay. So over here, the system of government by the wealthy, that's plutocracy. Okay, over here we have plutocracy. A remedy for all diseases or evils, that's panacea. This is a very wonderful word, panacea, and that means remedy or the medicine that you could for everything. That's it, that's a panacea. Okay, cannibalism is the person cannibal. Who's a cannibal? Who eats a human being. All right, okay. And then you have somniloquist, a person who talks in sleep. All right, so this comes, okay, so this would be, sorry, cannibalism is the person who eats the flesh, and somniloquist is someone, somniloquist is somebody who sleeps, and plutocracy is a government by people, and the person, and that is a person who talks in sleep. All right, so we have the right answer as A, plutocracy is wealth rule. Panacea is universal cure, a remedy for everything. Somnolence is somebody who talks in sleep. And cannibalism is eating human flesh. Okay, so these are the one that will come in the exam. Okay, match the following. A speech praising someone highly. Okay, a speech praising someone highly. One who eats too much. Belief in many belief in many gods, and fear of confined spaces. So you have options as glutton, claustrophobia, polytheism, or eulogy. Okay, over here. Yes, very good. We have all the answers almost correct. Okay, so should go ahead with the answer. I think everyone's getting the answer. Do you guys want some time to solve it on your own? I'll just give you 10 seconds more. Just have a look at it. A fairly easy one. I mean, I did not really find any question in the exam that was difficult or you can't do it. Okay, even if you, the best part about these questions is that even if you know two, somehow with the elimination technique, you will be able to come to your point. All right, for instance, over here, if you know three, then for sure you will be able to come to the fourth element as well, very obviously, automatically. Even if you know two, you can use something, your brains, and eliminate and make sure that you're coming to the answer. So glutton, what is glutton? One who eats too much. कहते ना, why are you so gluttonous? Oh, my gluttony is just too high. Okay, so it's like one who eats too much. Claustrophobia is, of course, fear of confined spaces. This is a very common verb, that I'm claustrophobic. I can't go by lift because that's a small space. So any confined spaces, and I am claustrophobic. Polytheism, what is polytheism? And that is belief in many gods. Okay, who's a polytheistic person? Claustrophobia is third one. Okay, sorry, this is fourth one. Claustrophobia is fourth one, and belief in many gods is your third one. And eulogy is a speech that praises someone. Okay, eulogy is the person gets eulogized. Okay, so that's a eulogy, someone that gets a lot of praise. Okay, that's a eulogy. Okay, so over here, the next one is, okay, we've done this. Fatalist. Okay, I think okay, this is another one. This is another question. A person who believes in fate, a government with religious leaders, one who eats too much, or one who dies for a cause. Okay, easy one. All right. Match the phrases with the correct one. Person who believes in fate, a government with religious leaders, one who eats too much, one who dies for a cause. Arunish, the reason that I can't go very fast is because a lot of students have requested to be a little slow. And considering that everybody does not have the same pace of learning, that's the good thing and bad thing about online learning, that you have to go according to all the other students, not only according to yourself. All right. Okay. So over here, what we can go ahead with. Again, fatalist is what? Fatalist is someone who dies for a cause. Glutton is someone who eats too much, right? Martyr is someone who dies for a cause. Okay, and what is your dies for a cause? That is fourth. And theocracy is a government with religious leaders. Okay, this becomes your two. All right, I hope that's easy for everyone. Very simple. Okay, so fatalist believes in fate. Theocracy ruled by religious authorities. Glutton is overeater, somebody who eats a lot, gluttony. Martyr, someone who sacrifices their life for a cause. All right, okay. Next we have match the expression with appropriate one-word substitutions. A lover of books, a person without a home, a person who studies the stars, or one who does not believe in God. Astronomer, atheist, bibliophile, or vagabond. Okay, easy, a very easy one. All right, so we have this one, we can go. So astronomer is whom? Astronomer is the one who studies the stars. Okay, atheist, who does not believe in God, right? Bibliophile, a lover of books, and vagabond, who does not have a home. Okay, and that becomes your two. Okay, so you have 3, 4, 1, 2, A3, before C1 and D1. All right. So this comes as your answer. Second, yeah. Then you have next question. Over here, bibliophile is lover of books, vagabond is homeless person, astronomer one who studies the celestial bodies, and a theist is someone who does not believe in God. Next question. One who is always dissatisfied, one who copies the writing of others, a person of fixed views, a written false statement damaging reputation. Okay, so these are the words, these are the sentences. Let's look at the words. Libel, plagiarist, dogmatist, or malcontent. Okay, so what do you think would be the right answer? Opposite of content is malcontent. Okay, so over here, let's go ahead and look at the right answer for this one. I hope everybody is all right. So over here, libel is what? Libel is a written false statement for damaging the reputation. So this comes as fourth. Plagiarist is when someone copies someone's ideas without giving any credit to that person. That's a plagiarist. Okay, that's plagiarism, a very important word in academia and research whenever it comes. So yes, a person who copies the writing of others and does not acknowledge or give the credit. Then you have dogmatist is someone, a person of fixed views, whose opinions are fixated, who has fixed views, who does not change at all. Okay, so that becomes dogmatist. And then malcontent is one who is always dissatisfied. So content, opposite of content, satisfied is malcontent, a person who is always dissatisfied. Okay, so this comes as your answer. And over here, malcontent, dissatisfied person, plagiarist one who copies, dogmatist person with rigid opinions, and libel, defamatory written statement about someone. Okay, all right. Next question you have, match the group of words with correct substitutes over here. One who draws from worldly life, an official ban on trade, speech in praise of the dead, one who supports women's rights. Okay, so over here, the questions are given. Let me know. Okay, this is also fairly easy, guys. So over here, what do you think would be the right answer? And the right answer is feminist. Everyone knows this. Feminist is someone who supports women's rights. Okay, so this is going to be fourth. Embargo is an official ban on trade. Okay, so this is embargo, official ban on trade. Recluse is somebody who withdraws from worldly life, wants to live in a secluded life. That's recluse. And eulogy is someone in praise of God. Okay, so you have in praise of the dead. Sorry. So eulogy, when you're eulogizing, it's primarily when someone's dead, then you give a eulogy in praise of that person. Okay, so that becomes your substitutes. And over recluse, one who lives in seclusion. Embargo is trade ban. Eulogy, speech praising the dead. And feminist is somebody who's gender equality. Okay. Okay, next, match the group of words with the correct one-word substitution. Person who studies ancient writing systems, a person who collects or studies coins, a person who studies human races and cultures, and a person who studies insects. Numismatist, entomologist, epigraphist, or anthropologist. And you have all the words over here. All right. So what do you think would be the right answer? Let's go ahead with that. Okay. So over here, the right answer is numismatist. I'm sure everyone must have heard this one, and that is a person who collects or studies coins. Okay, so this becomes second. Entomologist, a person who studies ancient writing and systems, right? So this is entomologist entomologist is someone who studies insects, a person who studies insects. This would be the fourth one. Epigraphist is the person who studies ancient writing system. That's an epigraphist. And anthropologist is somebody who studies cultures, who studies human conditions, and also that becomes your anthropologist. Okay, so this is yes, third. All right. So numismatist is your second, entomologist is the fourth one, epigraphist is the first one, anthropologist is your someone who studies cultures. Over here we have the right answer. Epigraphist studies inscriptions, numismatist studies coins, anthropologist studies human cultures, and entomologist is somebody who studies insects. Okay. Then you have another question: a government ruled by a wealthy class, a person who hates mankind, someone who speaks several languages, a system of naming things in science. Okay, so you have polyglot, nomenclature, plutocracy, and misanthrope. Okay. Okay. Again, fairly easy. Over here we have, and the right answers is polyglot is somebody who speaks a lot of several languages. Nomenclature is like the naming system. Okay, so a system of naming things in science, that's nomenclature. The name only, Norman name, it kind of gives you a big hint. Plutocracy is a government that's ruled by a wealthy class. Misanthrope is somebody, a person who hates mankind. Okay, so this becomes as your 3, 4, 1, 2. That becomes your answer. And here you have plutocracy, ruled by the wealthy, misanthrope, hater of mankind, polyglot, speaker of many languages, nomenclature, naming system. Okay, next you have one who pretends to have more knowledge than they actually possess, government by priests, one who studies family origins and history, or the art of good handwriting, calligraphy, theocracy, genealogist, or charlatan. What do you think is the right answer for this? All right, so we have the answer. Can we go ahead? And well, the right answer is calligraphy. Everybody know what calligraphy is? That's the art of good handwriting. That's the fourth one. Theocracy is that is one who studies family, government by priest. So this is government by priest. All right, genealogy is one who studies family origins and history, and that comes 3. And charlatan is one who pretends to have more knowledge than they actually have. So calligraphy is fourth. Theocracy is government by priest. And then genealogist is one who studies family origins and history. And charlatans is your one who pretends to have more knowledge than they actually possess. Okay, this comes as your answer. So over here you have charlatan, a fraud pretender, theocracy ruled by religious, genealogy studies family trees, family history in a way, and calligraphy is decorative handwriting. Then you have a figure of speech in which contradictory terms appear together, a long passionate speech, a short witty and wise saying, or a person with abnormal fear of open spaces. Okay, so we have it over here, a figure of speech in which contradictory terms appear together, and the right answer is epigram, agoraphobic, oxymoron, or harangue. All right, these are the words. What do you think would be the right answer for this? Have a look at the words. All right. Well, the right answer for this one is going to be epigram. It means a short, witty, wise thing. Any quotes that you have. Okay. So that's a short, witty saying. That's epigram. Agoraphobic is a person who has abnormal fear of open spaces. Okay, who is not able to, bear so many spaces of open spaces. Oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two contradictory things are together, like light and dark, day and night. Okay, so that's a two contradictory things are together. That's oxymoron. And harangue is a long passionate speech. Okay, so that becomes a passionate speech. So you have the answers over here. Okay, all right, so over here you get the point. Oxymoron, contradictory expressions. Harangue is long aggressive speech. Epigram is concise clever saying, and agoraphobic is fear of public open spaces. Right, all right. Next you have a person who works in sleep, a person who eats human flesh, a practice of self-denial and austerity, one who cannot be corrected. Okay, easy ones again. I don't think there will anyone will get these ones as wrong, because again, you can easily do the elimination technique over here and get the right one. Even if you know two of them correct, you will somehow be able to get the right one, right? So asceticism is something that is a practice of self-denial, right? A practice of self-denial would be asceticism. Incorrigible is who cannot ever be corrected, who cannot ever be corrected. That's incorrigible. You are incorrigible, you cannot be corrected, you are always finding that wrong in others, so that's how you use incorrigible, and that is one who cannot be corrected. Somnambulist is somebody who walks in sleep, and cannibal again who eats human flesh. Okay, so that becomes your second, and that is how your right answer comes. Somnambulist, sleepwalker; cannibal, human flesh eater; asceticism, life of abstinence, you abstain from pleasures in life, everything; and incorrigible is beyond reform, you cannot be corrected, somebody is incorrigible. Okay, now these are the kind of substitution that comes in the exam. This was the pattern. Again, when we talk about these substitution words, there are I can make the notes for all of you, and I can give these notes. There could be again many questions that can be made, whatever that you have studied so far. This is the reason that I always say that in such competitive exams, the English that you have studied does not mean the 2 months of English. It's just not like logic reasoning, or it's not like the GS, like the GK, the general knowledge. It's not like that. The current affairs is something that you have inculcated over the period of years. Okay, so that is something, that's the beauty of language, be it any language, that not only English but Hindi or Kannada or Malayalam, whatever language that you have, that whenever it gets tested, then the knowledge completely that gets tested. So we can talk about the patterns of questions that come, so that whenever such questions come in exam, it's not a shock for all of you. It's something that you have practiced. Okay, that I know you. But what can come in the exam, that totally depends on the examiner. However, this is the level that will come in the exam, not very, very high, neither very low, but something that you might have heard. Or if you want to improve the language, then you have to go ahead into reading. Okay, this is something that we got to talk about. Okay, all right. You just have to do a little bit of more hard work. There's no replacement to hard work. Privilege does not supersede hard work. Let me tell you, if somebody is privileged or has had a English medium education since birth, but if that person is not hardworking, that does not qualify for the exam. We have 100 examples with us, jahan pe auto rickshaw wale bacche ban gaye IAS officers. So this is an IB exam. So of course, I mean, you guys can go ahead, do the hard work that is required, instead of thinking that I wasn't privileged enough. Please go ahead and do the hard work, and I'm sure you will win the race. All right. So going ahead with proverbs. Now, proverbs and idioms are something that are very close. They seem like that. But what is the difference between idioms and proverbs? I have just explained that also. But proverbs are something that actually give you wisdom. Okay, so like for idioms are just like a play on words. That you want to figuratively use certain words in place of, and the proverbs have something that have been there primarily. It's very biblical, because a lot of proverbs have come from the Bible. Okay, so proverbs are there. They've come otherwise also, but like for honesty is the best policy and all that. So we'll be discussing a lot of proverbs. Of course, Abhinandan, you will get definitely a PDF of this. Okay, it has been given to the team, and I think I will ask the team now tomorrow that where are these uploaded, because I am giving my notes every day, and I'm sure kahin na kisi portal pe upload ho raha, otherwise where would they go, right? All right. Okay, idiom, a group of words. So I've just given you, for your knowledge, I've just given a word, the definition: a group of words with a meaning different from the literal meanings of the individual words. Like example, break the ice means to start a conversation. Proverb kya hota hai? It's a short, commonly known saying that expresses a general truth, piece of advice. It gives you some wisdom. All right, okay. So now you have example, honesty is the best policy, means that being honest is always the right thing to do. An idiom expresses an idea in a figurative way, in a fun manner, and proverb gives advice or teaches some moral lesson, or it's like a wisdom. All right, okay. Okay, we are not getting PDF. All right, so okay, so today is a bit late, 7:20. Just give me like tomorrow's time, and I will ask the concerned person where are the PDFs getting uploaded, because they'd ask every day, and I'm sure that because they do not want to study for themselves, it must be getting uploaded somewhere. But I can sense that the notification has not been out that where they're getting uploaded. So I'll ask them and let you guys know. Yes, I will. I will. Because the point is to give you guys this PDF. Otherwise, I'm making these notes for all of you. Right? We don't have platform. Oh, see, there is. All right. Go to record class and download PDF. So there is PDF uploaded. That is what Sundar is saying. So go to the record class. Go to this portal only. Go to this portal only. Okay. And so from the PPT, you see, the point is you are getting the notes, be it PPT or PDF. Like, what's the difference? You have to read the content, right? All right. So even if you're getting PPT, then that's your concern. All right. There is not any. So Sundar, I'll ask the team tomorrow, and I will let you guys know. All right, for sure. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with our proverbs. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb. Okay, so this was kind of a question that came in your exam. What do you mean by, okay, in proverbs, what the best part is that there are no sentences given. This is exactly how in 2023 the questions were asked. Okay, so you just have a proverb that's been given, and then you have these answers, like you have the options. You just have to read the proverb and you have to read the option. Whatever suits the best, you have to answer them. They're fairly simple. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. So Sia, what I will do, that is what I'm saying, that I will make sure. Just a second, let me make a call right now. I'll see to that if it gets possible. Okay, just give me 1 minute, because that is what we are doing. Just a second, please give me 1 minute. I'll just give a call and ask and let you guys know over here right away. So just give me 1 minute. हेलो हाय सर सर आईबी के पीपीटी कहाँ पे अपलोड हो रही है, बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं. सो आई थॉट टू आस्क यू. आपकी क्लास के साथ हैंडआउट्स होगा, हैंडआउट्स का सेक्शन उसमें अपलोडेड है. आपने अभी कर दिया है अपलोड हैंडआउट के सेक्शन में? अभी अपलोडेड हैं सारे? मतलब कल पहला लेक्चर था ना आपका? नहीं, मेरा मंडे को पहला लेक्चर था. 3 लेक्चर सर हो गए, आज 3rd लेक्चर है. उसका भी पीपीटी मैंने दे दिया था. तो 1st, 2nd, 3rd का, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स आर आस्किंग, दिस इज द रीजन दैट आई वाज जस्ट रेजिंग दिस कंसर्न. हाँ सर, अगर नहीं है तो प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट यू टू जस्ट अपलोड देम राइट अवे सो दैट एवरीबडी कैन गेट एक्सेस टू द नोट्स. ओके सर, ऑल राइट, थैंक यू सर. ओके सर, जस्ट अ सेकेंड. हेलो सर, ये जो आप हैंडआउट्स बोल रहे हैं, ये मेरे रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर जो उनका पोर्टल पे दिख रहा है, उसी के साइड में कहीं पर होगा? हाँ, उनके साइड पे हैंडआउट का ऑप्शन है. ठीक है सर, ऑल राइट, ओके. So guys, there is a handout option in the port from where you access the class, and I think maybe there was some confusion. Agar nahi upload hua, then they're uploading it right now. Okay, so you will get it. You will get all the notes, whatever is there, in the form of PDF or PPT, whatever it would be. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so like whatever it is, I think I hopefully I resolved the issue that you guys would be getting the notes in the handout section. All right. Okay. Great. Let's go ahead. Okay, so let's go ahead and this one. Select the most appropriate. Please give me the meaning for this. Who's going to give me a meaning for this? Okay, a rolling stone gathers no moss. A person who keeps moving avoids responsibilities. A person who doesn't settle doesn't prosper. One who must gather moss to stay grounded. Moving around helps you become stable. And the right answer for this is, quickly guys, any guesses? Anyone wants to guess this? Okay. A rolling stone gathers no more. Somebody who is a rolling stone, who is not taking any responsibility, who does not want to commit to something, and also in with the view that he might gather some wealth, but that also does not happen. Okay, so a person who keeps moving, avoiding responsible person doesn't settle, doesn't prosper. So, well, this is very close, but this will not be the answer. So the right answer for this is one must gather more snow, moving around. So a person who doesn't settle, doesn't prosper. Okay, so that is the meaning of the proverb. It's like again, I'm telling you, it gives you some wisdom, it gives you some insight into life. So it's like a rolling stone gathers no moss. A person who doesn't settle doesn't prosper. Okay, if you're not settling, then you're not prospering. I think maybe because proverbs are so ancient, and now people are like, it's better not to settle, I will prosper alone. But that's the thing. Okay, all right. Okay, going ahead with this. So a person who doesn't settle doesn't prosper. That is going to be the right answer. So the proverb suggests that someone who never settled down avoids responsibilities and long-term commitments, but also may not accumulate wealth or stability. That becomes as your right answer. All right. Okay. Next question. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb. Empty vessels make the most noise. Okay, people who have nothing, they are the ones all the time talking, all the time commenting and all. Okay, so people with less knowledge talk more, people with empty bottles shout, vessels must be filled with wisdom, and noisy people are always intelligent. What do you think would be the right answers? I have a lot of empty vessels in my class. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb. Let me hear from all of you. All right, and the right answer is empty vessels make the most noise. This we have in a Hindi also. Whoever speaks Hindi will know that what it means, right? So people with less knowledge, they talk more. They are the ones who all the time are talking and trying to prove that, oh my God, I know so much, right? So we have, it means people with little knowledge who are really dumb. They are the ones who often speak the loudest or most boastfully. Okay, so this is something that is there. All right, next question. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb here. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. What does that idiom mean? Tasting food is the best part of cooking. You must eat pudding to be satisfied. Real value is judged by testing results. All good things must be eaten. And the right answer for this is select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb, and the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Okay. Okay. So very easy, and I'm sure everyone's very good. Everyone's getting me the right answer. Real value is judged by testing the results. Okay, you get to know the real quality of the person when you put that thing into test, when you put that person into test. Okay, so that is the right answer. This means the real worth or quality of something or someone can only be judged when it is put to use, when it is put to test. Then only you are able to use that. Okay. Next, you have select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't carry eggs in baskets. Don't invest everything in one place. Eggs must be shared with others, or always choose one strong option. So what is the right answer here? So don't invest all your money in one business. Keep some money for your next business. And that's a very important thing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that's very right. Don't invest everything in one place. The second comes as the right answer. Next one means you shouldn't risk everything on one venture. Next, you have select the most appropriate meaning, and that is fools rush in where angels fear tread. Okay, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Brave people never hesitate. Unwise people act hastily without thinking. Angels should protect fools, and fools move faster than angels. So fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Okay. There's a very beautiful song also by Elvis Presley that wise men say only fools rush in. I hope everybody's listened to that beautiful song. So that's one of that. Fools rush in where angels fear. It's a very simple meaning to that. And exactly, unwise people act hastily without thinking. People who are foolish, they will be the ones to act immediately. Okay, wise people take their time and then they act. Okay, they wait for the chance to come. All right, so over here, what is it? The proverb warns that reckless people often do things that wise people would avoid to do. Right? All right. Next question. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given proverb. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay, so it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. Cakes are meant to be eaten. Sharing is better than keeping. You can't enjoy two opposite benefits at once and eat what you are given. So, what does this mean? All right. Easy, very good. Everyone's giving the right answer. So for instance, you are given two contradictory choices. You can either have mangoes or you can either eat apples. Okay, but you can't have both. Okay, so this basically you can't have your cake and eat it too. So you can't enjoy two opposite benefits at once. Okay, so you can't enjoy both choices if they contradict each other. Okay, so you have to choose one path. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay, so that's like that. Then you have select the most appropriate meaning of the verb proverb given. Make hay while the sun shines. Okay, so this is an easy one. I'm sure that everybody must have heard since ever. Work only when it's sunny. Prepare for winters and summer. Take advantage of good opportunities. Only farmers benefit from sunlight. And what is the right answer? Make hay while the sun shines. And yes, make hay while the sun shines is all about opportunities. Okay, so take advantage of all the good opportunities that come your way. Go ahead and take opportunities, right? So we have, it means use the opportunities while they last. Okay, so you get opportunities, use them as soon as you make your hay while the sun lasts. One man's meat is another man's poison. What does that mean? And I think this is the last proverb that we are going to go for the day. And I didn't expect that the class, then three topics would be covered. I was thinking it will go a bit longer, but I think tomorrow onwards, I will cover at least two more topics so that we are through with the syllabus. Okay. So one man's meat is another man's poison. Don't eat what others eat. Food affects people differently. What's good for one may be bad for another, and poison comes from meat. Okay, so the right answer for this is so one's man's meat is another man's poison. And well, the right answer comes as what goods for one may be bad for another. Okay, simple, very one important one. People have different taste, needs, or reactions. What suits one may not suit another. Okay, guys, with this, I'm coming to an end of today's lecture. I was thinking that, considering the three topics that I'm doing, but I think we went on a good fast pace and we covered the entire three topics. We had time, we could have done more, but at least tomorrow I will be covering. Today I did three topics. Tomorrow I'll be taking five topics so that we are through our syllabus. Okay, so so guys, I think with that note, I will be ending the class. All right. Um Yes, Arunesh, you can leave. Thank you so much, everyone. Tomorrow, the same time, and I will see that whatever topics that, guys, for this, I'm telling you again and again for the competitive examination, especially when such kind of things come, there is no defined course, there's no current affairs. This is nothing but you have your language with you. There are very good books available in the market. Do not take any poor publication house if you're going ahead with this. A very genuine advice to all the students preparing, because I have taught competitive exams before as well, and it has always worked with them. Go ahead for a genuine book. Something that's prescribed in ICSC or CBSC schools. For instance, Wren and Martin is a wonderful book that has been coming since ages. Do not go ahead with any poor publication house, please. That might totally ruin your English. Okay, so over here, yes, it was supposed to be, but then I just finished the course and I'll be going ahead with tomorrow. That will be an extended class. Yes, Word Made Easy is, I think. What is the name of the author? There will be one question. I just saw 1 or 2 questions from proverb. No, not one question, in fact. Only one question from proverb that I saw, one question from idiom that I saw, one question from your. Every exercise that we are doing are having not more than 2 questions maximum. 1 or 2 questions that they are having. Norman Lewis is very good. That's true. Yes, yes, yes. Norman Lewis, I have that. Yes, Norman Lewis is good. What I'm suggesting is Wren and Martin. I don't know where this book is. Just a second. Let me see that book if I have it with me. Oh, yes, I have this book with me. This is a Wren and Martin book. All right, Wren and Martin. Very easily available. And this is High School English Grammar and Composition. Okay, so this one is something that I'm telling you. All right, this is also red in color. Wren and Martin. Norman Lewis is also red in color, which is also a very good book. And over here, you have, like, this is something that's there in ICSC. There's a 10th level as well. There's 12th level also. But over here, I would say that, there's everything that is there in the courses in this book. So for instance, when we talk about idioms, let's just, for instance, let's talk about idiom. Okay, so 237, and you have around how many idioms? Yes. Okay. Look at the list of idioms that they have. It's like starting with the letter B to C. I mean, many idioms are there, and so it's like pages and pages of idioms. So what I'm trying to say is that, again, I'm saying that you can't mug up the idioms, but just read through them, have a look at them. Okay, we will be coming ahead to those questions. At least, matlab, I will be going ahead 5 topics I'll be taking tomorrow, 5 on Friday, and so on. We'll be extending the class. Okay, paragraph, we can do it tomorrow. Reading comprehension, you're asking. I can do reading comprehension tomorrow. I'll do reading comprehension tomorrow. That's the best thing to do, because reading comprehension, you straight away get full marks. There's a very easy strategy. I mean, you have to keep one thing in mind, and then you can solve all the questions. I can do tomorrow. Okay, Pranav, I'll share this entire syllabus that you guys have tomorrow for sure. All right. Okay. SP Bakshi book, I don't know about that. We will be doing it, Mari. I mean, we will be doing it slowly. We can't do it everything right now. We'll be covering all the topics. It's not that won't be covering the topics. I'll be covering all the topics. Okay, thank you, everyone. I think I'll just end the class now, and we'll be going ahead. I've showed you guys the book. If anybody's interested, you guys can go ahead. Otherwise, if not interested, there's enough material available on internet. Use your internet wisely. Have a look at idioms, proverbs, and one-word substitution that can come in the exam. Practice the questions, easily available. IB papers are easily available on internet. You can go ahead and solve them. Okay. Thank you, everyone. All right. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.